All right, and this will be recorded, so everyone who doesn't attend or would like to view it again, there'll be a recording sent out tomorrow afternoon to everyone who registered. And this is the Little Black Book of Email Autoresponders. I am your host, Colin Martin, tonight, and this is part of my Real Content, Real Training series for 2014. And yes, I am feeling much better. Thank you for asking, everyone. And after a month of being sick, I'm proud to say that I was cured by the psychic healer, distant healer in New Jersey, and I feel far better than I have for weeks and weeks. So I'm really happy about that. And this just happened recently because even just at the Super Bowl, I was feeling terrible. And no, I didn't go to a Super Bowl party or a big buffet or anything like that. My girl made cauliflower soup. Okay, that was my yeehaw party of the Super Bowl, cauliflower soup. Okay, so that was pretty miserable. I'm going to go ahead and get this puppy going. This is the Black Book of Email Autoresponders, and a few things in the news here. It's just kind of old. I have one of the clients that I work with won Best Advertising or Best Advertising Awards for the best website out in California for auctioneers. That was really neat. I'm really proud of that. And of course, I didn't change this. This was last weekend, but I was at the Tom Antion's infamous butt camp there speaking. I did the stealth persuasion there, and I was so sick, I don't even actually remember doing it, so I have no idea what I said. So I hope I didn't make an ass out of myself or something. But that was a lot of fun. And another good thing, I'm glad everyone's here tonight, because as I said in my email, if you were going to be on the webinar live as an attendee, I'm giving away a grand prize here. Someone's going to be very happy, just like this puppy in this picture. I'm giving away full access to all of my remaining paid webinars. Obviously, this is a free one, but I have a bunch of paid ones coming up for the remainder of the entire year, which is about 10 or 11 more of these. So that's a $200 value because they're $20 a piece for the paid webinars. And I'm going to give that away. Actually, starts next Wednesday. I'm having my second paid webinar of the year next Wednesday, and it will be about building an email list through traffic and opt-ins, and that starts on the 12th. So stay tuned. I'm going to give that away right after this presentation's over, right before the Q&A, so stick around for that. Of course, if you want to beg for it a little bit early, that's fine too, because I'm just going to be kind of picking them at random. But if you're really nice, I might let one or two people in, so we'll see. All right, what are email autoresponders? If you don't know, let me explain them really quick. George is begging already. That's good. What are email autoresponders? They are automated messages, email messages sent out when someone signs up or opts in for a newsletter or information on your website. And they're sent out also when someone makes a purchase, but we're not necessarily going to talk about those tonight. Those are different than marketing autoresponders. When someone makes a purchase or you make a purchase online, you'll see that you get a set of automated messages, usually with some customer service or some instructions about how to work the product better or how to incorporate the product to make it more efficient, things like that. But what we're talking about is when people sign up for freebies and newsletters. So that's what we're going to concentrate on. And typical email autoresponders are created by simple, either free or paid email programs, such as Aweber, One Shopping Contact, iContact, and Kay's really begging on this. Pretty please. All right, we'll get to the free price here. All right, contact. Also, if you want a free one, there's Mailchimp. Mailchimp is a free email program that sends out these series of autoresponders and creates opt-in forms. Here is an opt-in form. If you're not familiar with what an opt-in form is, you see these all the time. It's where you fill in your first name and email, and you sign up, and usually you'll get like some free videos, or you'll get a free ebook, or some kind of freebie or special report or something along those lines. And it's usually right on the home page of someone's website. If you don't have one, it's about time that you did. This one's from Lisa Sasevich, and you can see that she gives you a free e-course bi-weekly. It was I signed up for this thing months ago, and I'm still getting it. And so this was a very long string of autoresponders. The ones I'm going to talk about tonight are a very specific set that go out over like a month period of time to really drive people back to your products and services when they sign up for something. But here's an example of an opt-in. Here's an example of what you get when you actually opt in, and this is from Brendan Bouchard, one of my favorite internet marketers. So I signed up for his email giveaway. It was just a set of training videos, so I opted in on his site, and this instantly came through, and this is an example of an autoresponder with a video in it. You can play it. You can see there's clickable links back to the website, and you can see that it just basically explains what he's all about. Here's another kind of autoresponder, just text-based. Doesn't have any video, doesn't have any headers. It's okay to just have text-based autoresponders, and nothing right or wrong about that. In fact, the ones I'm going to show you tonight are basically text-based, but you can put more things in there like videos and downloadable audios and things like that that will play YouTube videos and whatnot. So here's an example of a text-based video or autoresponder. Here's one with both. Now, see, Lisa sent one when I opted in just a minute ago, or not a minute ago, when the one I showed you, that opt-in form, the first in the series, and it came and it said everything I need to know about her and her business. Not only can I read it, and it's got a nice, attractive header on it, there's a video that plays. So I got this very personal message from her explaining exactly what she's going to do and exactly what I'm going to get. So a lot of people don't really like to give their email out that easy anymore. So if you can make them feel better by explaining exactly what they're going to get in trade for opting in, it puts their mind at rest and it makes them feel better. So there's an example of a text and video-based autoresponder. So speaking of opting in, I ran a series of 3 experiments. This was earlier in the year when I got back from my camping trip. And the first experiment I ran, well, I called all these internet marketers, these top 10 internet marketers, wrote them, called them. They're people that I've met over the years working for Tom. And I asked them what the #1 tool was for getting website visitors and turning them into buyers. And I was kind of shocked when I asked each and every one of them because they all came up with the same answer. I wasn't totally shocked because I'd heard this before. But you might be a little shocked. The answer was autoresponders. Not Facebook, YouTube, or LinkedIn, or Twitter. They weren't fancy mobile apps and pop-up softwares and ad blocks, and they weren't shopping cart upsells, and they weren't tracking modules. They weren't article marketing, pay-per-click, or any really high-tech stuff that either comes in and out of vogue quickly, or you have to spend a fortune learning how to operate. It was all about simple email messages that went out when someone visited the website and signed that opt-in form. Speaking of writing, sales letters and copywriting came in second for what they thought was the most effective tool. So there's a common factor here with all this. It's writing, the written word. So if you don't know how to operate all these mobile apps and you're not that great at Facebook and social media and all this internet marketing stuff kind of goes over your head, keep in mind that the written word, sales letters, the website content on your site, and simple email messages, marketing messages are the most effective tools with selling people your products and services. The second experiment that I ran, I signed up at 30 different freebies, opt-ins, and I got all sorts of e-courses and newsletters, just like I did over there with Lisa, where I signed up for her and Brendan. I signed up for 30 of them just to see what would happen. And I got all sorts of stuff immediately, which was nice. Special offers and coupons and invitations to live events and seminars. But when I waited for the email messages to come through, out of the 30, 22 of those had no autoresponder or any kind of follow-up automated email messages at all. And out of the 8 that I did get follow-up emails from, all of them were either too short, which was, hello, welcome to my website, welcome to my business, look around a little bit, something small like that, or they were too long, where they were just, I was never going to read it all. 4 of them had no links back to the website, so I'd gotten a follow-up email, but I don't even remember what site I'd signed up from, and there was no link back to the site inviting me to look through the site further. Out of the other 4 that had links, 2 of them were broken. When I clicked on them, they went to dead pages or file not found error messages. 3 of those didn't have any kind of headers or graphics or any kind of branding whatsoever. They were just plain text without any kind of videos or anything to really engage the visitor. And also, Only 4 of those offered me real information or solutions that I had been searching for originally when I opted in. So these messages were basically lost, and only 2 of them had effective automated follow-up emails series out of 30 that I'd signed up for. So that was an incredible experiment, really opened my eyes. Here's what an autoresponder should do for you. It first drives people back to your website, a crucial element that was missing out of most of the ones that I opted in for. The National Retail Federation, which I've been a member of for quite a long time, because of 20 years I sold jewelry before I got into this business, sent me a newsletter back in January. And they ran an experiment, and they said that an online prospect needs to be touched an average of 7 times before they purchase. So what is a touch? It's some kind of marketing message of some sort, some kind of you reaching out with an automated follow-up email after they have signed in or opted in for something and requested more information. Also, an autoresponder should educate your prospect. So after all these years of being a retailer jeweler, I found that educating and romancing the customer led them to pay higher prices for items. If the consumer doesn't care or doesn't understand the value of what you're trying to sell them, they'll want it at a discount. So out of everyone in my community here on the webinar tonight, we're Tiffany kind of people. We're not Walmart people, okay? We want to educate and show how special our service and product is. And the way we can do that is to educate people through automated email follow-up messages. Another thing that an autoresponder should do is offer special rewards just for your community. That's the reason a lot of us go to sign up for newsletters and things like on Red Robin and Domino's, is so that we get free coupons. And that's an old restaurant trick, they've been doing for years on the internet. Well, think about your business and how you can offer community only or list only special coupons so that you're rewarding your customer and make them feel special for having requested more information or signing up for information on your website in the first place. So you want to be able to reward them, and sending them special coupons is the best way to do that through an autoresponder series, because they'll always open it. Also, an autoresponder should drive people to your social media. Here's another fact. After a few months of being on an email list, we tend to not open the email messages anymore. I do it all the time. I know that you do it as well. We sign up for something to get a freebie, and then we open up a few emails, see what kind of coupons we're going to get, what kind of information we're going to get. And then after a while, after a couple months, we don't bother opening them anymore, and they end up being filtered over to our spam filters because we don't open them. And our email programs realize, they're smart now, and they can tell if we don't open up an email from somebody after a certain amount of time, it'll be automatically filtered to the junk or spam filter. You want to send people to your social networking, your Facebook groups, and your Twitter feeds, because they stay longer and engage longer in that venue than opening up emails. Plus, email rates have a notoriously low open rate percentage. So you don't want to get stuck in trying to send email messages to somebody, and then 3 months down the road, they're never opening up the emails anymore. Get them over to your Facebook, where they can watch you, they can read your posts, they can ask you questions, you can engage a real conversation with them. So that's another thing you want to do, is eventually get people off of your email list and over to your social media. And the autoresponder, one of the biggest things that it should do is identify the pain that you know that your visitor's looking for, whether you're a coach or you're selling vitamins or you're trying to get people to lose weight or lower their taxes or get their kids off of drugs, whatever it is that you're trying to do to educate your prospect, you need to know what they're looking for and offer real solutions. Don't just keep sending ad after ad after ad in your email autoresponders. You do want to send education and things that will help them to help build your brand and build your tribe, so to speak, in your email. And the way you can do this is to reach out and try to get people to make another conversion. So once they've opted in for a freebie, a free report, special information, a coupon, anything on your site. Eventually, you want to get them over to consultations. You want to get them on a webinar, such as like everyone here is on today. Everyone on this webinar, I either got from Facebook or I invited through my email list, but it was people that had reached out and touched me and signed up or opted in for something, and they're on my list where I can contact them, but getting them on the webinar here is a more intimate way of marketing to them and selling them products. Also, you can do teleclasses, workshops, live seminars, any way you can corral them into a one-on-one or group conversation. That's something that your autoresponder should be driving and striving to do. Now, an autoresponder should be a 10-part, and the one I'm going to go over tonight is a 10-part series that goes out over a 30 to 40-day period of time. So we're basically talking about every 3 to 4 days. You want to send a message, and you need to strike while the iron is hot. You need to keep your brand what we call top of mind. So that they have visited your site, they looked around, and they signed up for something. Now they're interested. That's a lead, and that's a prospect. And the autoresponder is there to nurture that prospect into selling them something, basically, is what we're here for. So we need to strike. We don't want to send out an automated message that goes out 3 weeks for the first time. They don't even remember who you were. So it needs to be carefully calculated about every 3 or 4 days. Offer as much goodwill and rewards as possible. Teach them, educate them, care about them, build your brand, build your community, make them raving fans out of the information that you're giving. Yes, this will be recorded. I had a question come in, will there be a replay? Yes, I'll be sending out a replay tomorrow afternoon. Everybody can check that out. Thank you, Bill, for that question. Also, give them a reason to keep opening an email. Effective email messages are only effective if people actually open them, if they find it of value, if there's coupons, if there's specials, if there's rewards, if there's information that helps them. That keeps them opening the emails. If it's just fluff and it's just ads and it's just stuff that people don't care about, they're never going to open your emails again, and then how are you going to make any money? Okay? Also, I've repeated these and tested these email, follow-up email autoresponder messages over 7-8 years now, working in the internet marketing field. And I've used text-based, I've used template-based, I've had them videos, no videos, I've had them personalized that start out, hello, Colin, you know, and automated fill in the first name, and ones that were just general, and I've tried every one imaginable. But the series I'm going to show you and reveal to you tonight has been tested to have the highest customer sales and return back to the website rate ever. So this is extremely important in terms of building your brand and getting people back to the website. So if we talk about the Retail Federation and their need to touch your prospect 7 times before they make a purchase, what does that tell us? That tells us that they never or rarely buy the first time they visit a website. So if they visit the website and they don't make a purchase, which is 99% of the time, and then there's no way to opt them in, or if they do opt in or get something from you for free or sign up to your email, and you don't send any messages back, then how do you get them back to the website to ever buy anything? If you think that they just bookmarked it or will come back on their own volition, you're mistaken. They won't. They'll just have moved on to wherever, and this works for any kind of retail as well, not just information products. If somebody visits a site for artwork or something and there was no way to capture that lead or that email, and if you do and then you don't send out the messages, that person's never coming back. They're already on another site, usually surfing 800 sites away from yours, and never going to be back. So this is how that we can get people to get return visits, which are extremely important in actually making money. All right, I'm going to show you the very first one now. This is day 0, or what I mean by that is it goes out immediately. So when someone visits my site and they put their first name and email in my opt-in and click submit, they'll instantly be taken to a place where they can download a freebie, and they can watch a video or something really cool, or give them a coupon or something that they can use immediately in your store while they're still on the site. But this will actually come in an email, so it triggers an autoresponder that basically will come within just 5 or 10 minutes of after they've opted in. And what it you want to do is you kind of want to reiterate what it is that you were giving them. So if you offered a coupon on the site, you want to give them a link back to the same coupon just in case they sign up and happen to back out of the site without, and they lose the place and they don't remember what site it was. So now they have an email message in here that they can keep. And they have a reference now to come back to your site that's always in their inbox. Let's look at another thing that it does. It also lets them know how often you'll be sending them emails. You don't want to spam them to death. Tell them how many emails they're going to get or can expect from you. That makes them feel better, and it keeps them from wanting to unsubscribe immediately after getting their free coupon. Okay. Also, you provide a testimonial. This is the perfect time to talk about someone else who is a satisfied customer of yours to, again, strengthen the idea that you have a quality product right there to someone who just now is figuring out you for the first time. And you also want to link back to the website immediately, probably to another place where they can buy something or just get another freebie. So let's take a look at an example of one that I wrote for a client of mine. And you can see here that this is really nice, and this just came in the person's email within just 5 minutes of them signing up. And you can see, as promised, here's your kindergarten readiness checklist. This is a woman, she owns a business called 123 Kindergarten that gets children ready for kindergarten, and she's giving away a free ebook. And this is a kindergarten readiness developmental checklist, which is really neat. Okay, and it's a PDF, and she explains that it's a PDF and how to open it. And here's the actual file to it, so people can get this thing. And then she talks about included in the checklist is that you're going to be added to her newsletter. So she's being transparent about exactly what's going on here. That when you sign in, that you've opted in, that you're going to be getting a newsletter periodically. And here's the opportunity she gave to present a testimonial to another satisfied person. So if I was reading this for the first time, I'm looking at someone else just like me that has used her services or read her books, that it was satisfied with how it was, so it creates a positive experience for me. And then, of course, there's a link back to another freebie, and it can be a discounted product. It can just be another free checklist or download or resource, but she's really building the tribe here by communicating and giving as much value as possible in her autoresponder. So let's take a look at the second one that would go out. This goes out 3 days later, and it's called Results in Advance. And this is a really important thing that you should do whenever you're trying to make money on the internet. You need to educate your prospects. And the way to do that is to actually teach them something or give them something of value that they can use right now to help solve a problem before they even purchase anything. And what that does is it builds a huge bank of goodwill for you, and it builds a very loyal tribe of raving fans, because they think to themselves, as I would, well, this person is giving out this valuable information and it really works. Why would I want to go anywhere else? And when it's time to buy or hire this person, then I could, why would I go anywhere else? I've already built so much trust with this person because they've trusted me by giving me information that I can use right now. It's called results, getting results in advance of the sale. So it's really pretty neat there. So identify one major problem they're having and just spell it out. Don't tease, don't fluff, don't make them go all over the place. Give them the goods right then and there. You can say something towards the end of it. You can work out a strategy about how you would fix a certain problem, and then you could lead in with this. Would implementing this solution change the way you would, and fill in the blank, make money, lose weight, lower blood sugar, whatever? Okay? And then you have a clickable link that's a call to action that says, would you like me to help you implement it? So what you've done is you've outlined an exact problem, identified a problem, showed how you could fix it, and then have a clickable link in the email implying that you can fix the problem for them, and this would link back to a particular service or product that would help them further. So let's take a look at another email from Barbara with the kindergarten teacher. And I did this. I wrote this, and this is pretty neat. Let's take a look at this, how we did this. She's basically outlining a real problem here. And, well, she's not outlining a problem exactly, but what she's done here is just talking about what kids do with their toys. So what she's done here is outlined how kids play with toys, and the toys and choices they make of what toys to play with can determine what your child will do in a later life. So, so in explaining that, she's saying that there is a way to actually affect your child's decision-making as when they're adults by working with them on their choice of toys very early in their development. That sounds all, great to me, and I don't really understand it. She's the doctor here, but she's telling you exactly what is going on here, and she's not hiding it or fluffing it. She's really telling you this is the way it is. But the way that she ended it was, look at this, identifying the proper toys your child plays with can influence their future. Bam. May I help you with that? That is the call to action right there that makes them want to click out and maybe buy her book or hire her for her services. So she's developed this automated message that goes out explaining a very intimate way to help develop your child's behaviors, and then it's explaining that she can help. So this is the kind of thing that drives people back to the website called Advance. The third autoresponder that goes out. Now, I want to explain that all the autoresponder services that I mentioned earlier, like MailChimp for free or iContact or Aweber that are paid, they're only like $20 a month, so they're very affordable. You can write the autoresponder, and you can set in it how often or when it'll go out. So you can set it for immediately, then 3 days later, then 3 days later, then 4 days later after that, and just you can set out however you want it to go. So all the email autoresponders have the capability of using these templates the way I've set them up. Most people either just send newsletters that are kind of broad and don't really have any kind of message to it at all, or they send autoresponders out that don't really have any kind of positioning or a way to say something that really drives people back. Usually it's just, I've gotten email autoresponders that say, enjoying your product, we're glad, let us know if you have any questions. Well, that's not really driving me back to the site or helping me build a real community. So when we say day 7, day 3, all this, any autoresponder service is capable of creating this kind of things. So don't worry about that. So the third one going out on day 7, about 4 days after the last one we just looked at, is called the car wreck. Why do I call it the car wreck? Because every time you see a car wreck, people can't help but look, okay? And what I've gotten out of marketing is that when you identify someone who's really messed up in life, it's just like reality TV and tabloids. People can't help but pay attention. So when you identify something really bad, people perk up and they pay attention. And that's the perfect opportunity for you to create a powerful marketing message when people have their, rubbernecking. That's what I like to call it. So day 7, you identify someone or anything who has failed miserably at reaching their goal. Then you identify how you could have helped them through your services or product or whatever. And you offer a step-by-step technique that would have fixed it. Now, if you don't know anybody who's totally failed at something and that you've helped them with, you can create a fictional situation. And I've done it before, and it's fine to do that. We do it all the time. In marketing, there's always fictional characters outplaying certain situations. You see it all the time. You just don't realize it a lot of the time. But you want to offer a step-by-step technique that would have fixed it. And then the call to action link at the very end, don't make the same mistake in your business or the same mistake this person made or whatever you want. And that is a clickable link back to a product or service that will help these people not be one of the people who failed. Okay. It's easier if we take a look at an example. So let's look at an example that I wrote. Again, this is Barbara again with the 1-2-3 kindergarten. And often we think about kindergarten readiness as just, learning to read and getting along with with their peers, and to be good little kids and boys and girls and things like that. But Barbara here pointed out something that's very, very problematic, especially for children that didn't learn to read or failed to read properly during their early development, and it was going to prison. So reading to your child is more important than just having fun or getting a child ready for development. It could actually steer them away from prison. And then she talks about the actual statistics here of how many kids didn't learn or what the size of the vocabulary was, and the direct correlation to them going to prison as adults. Now, that's a 1-2 punch right in the face that parents really need to think about. So if you're thinking about sending fluff and stuff in your email and things that just don't really wake or shake up the tree or just kind of wake up your prospect, you need to do that. Because just being fluffy all the time or just sending ads bores people and it turns them off. They really have to know the importance of what it is that you're trying to do that makes your product or service, again, better than everyone else's. Okay? So she talks about poverty and all this, and sorry, let me look back at this. Yeah, and so she goes, here's the solution. So she pointed out a problem, and she's offering a solution. And it's very simple. This one little two or three sentences here, talking about reading, singing, telling stories. All this is called a language bath. Surrounds your child with language. It's massively important. So in 2 or 3 simple sentences, she gave a solution to a very problematic situation. And says, don't go alone. Let me help you get your child ready for kindergarten. And here's her call to action. Don't let them become a statistic. Well, now that you've read this, you're thinking, oh my God, I don't want my kid to not be able to read or end up in prison as an adult. I'm going to click this to see what this is. And this could be a book or a product or a training series that increases the child's reading ability or vocabulary skills. So she's instilled a sense of fear in here and played on that to drive people back to the website again to buy her products and services. So very powerful. I want to say right now that Barbara didn't write any of these. I wrote all of these for her. So following a certain template here, she actually hired me to write these. So I'm pretty happy about that, and I'm really glad that I got a chance to do that, and I have a chance to show it to you. All right, let's look at another one. This is the 4th autoresponder out of the series of 10, and it's called the reward. And this is something that's a little bit easier. I touched on it a minute ago about getting coupons and free stuff that we can use. Well, everyone wants that. It doesn't matter whether you're a coach or a consultant or a business person or a tax attorney. It doesn't matter. Everyone wants something for free or some kind of discount. And you want to use your autoresponders to deliver that. Of course, you just don't want to give your autoresponder to anyone. Like open it up on the website and go, everyone can get a coupon. Reward your community. People that have stuck with you and opened these emails up deserve a reward. So let's take a look. You want to identify a service that's most beneficial to the person, to your prospect, which is probably what information they were looking for to begin with. All right. You also then want to explain that you want to reward them. Tell them you're rewarding them. Make them feel good, and offer them a discount just for them. Then supply a coupon code or a link to a hidden page with a special price on it, or any kind of printable thing. If you have a retail operation, this is where you want to send something they can print out, bring with them to the store, or a special price if they buy right now. Whatever it is, you want to get them to start spending money immediately. If they haven't spent money by now through the fear and the rewards and the cart wreck and all this other stuff, go ahead and start bribing them, okay? And this is the point to do this before it starts getting in later in the process. So day 10, the reward. Let's take a look at how Barbara did it in her autoresponder. So this is her 4th autoresponder that went out. And it said, I hope you've been enjoying all the tips and activities. And then she's talking about the objective of the newsletter, building value for her brand. But she's got this great book that's for sale on Amazon for $13.99, and she wants to give it to you today for $7.99. So you have an instant savings now. So now I've gotten all this information from Barbara. I'm really ready, at my child ready for kindergarten. And I was just about to buy the book on Amazon, haven't bought it yet, but now I can get it for $7.99. Heck yeah, I'm going to go buy it. So the way she does that is she actually has the ebook available on her site, and she's offering a coupon code, which you can do in any number of free and paid shopping cart and e-commerce systems. If you don't have a shopping cart, you can simply just create a PayPal button with a discounted price on it, and just hide it on a hidden page on your website that the public can't find, and just link to it straight there from your autoresponder. Okay, and that way they can buy it right from your website on a page that no one else can get to, so they get a special price. So that's a lot of fun. This is called a reward, and she even puts another call to action here. Your child's readiness is waiting. That's pretty slick. And let's take a look at the next one. This is day 14. This is number 5 in this series 10. So you can start to see a pattern here of direct and deliberate marketing messages that are sent out that specifically have emotional connections and psychological triggers to get people to wonder and to fear and to feel good and to be rewarded, but they're there to make money. Okay? So number 5, day 14, 4 days after the last one, called branding your business, or basically it's time to toot your own horn. So many of us out there have been interviewed on radio or a TV show, or we have a YouTube video, or someone that came up and interviewed us at a live event, or we have a press release, or we made the news somehow. Everyone's got some publicity, right? Well, this is the time to share that and not hide it. Often we'll put the publicity back on our website, but no one ever sees that, and people who visit once and leave don't ever get a chance to see that. So you have to remind people that you're cool and that you have all this stuff. So you can do an interview, you can do a radio show, whatever you've done, you want to start tooting your own horn about it. And if you have a video on YouTube, let's say you've been on TV and they recorded it and you have a YouTube video, you can even put that in the email itself, the YouTube URL and email. It'll play in the inbox. I'm going to show you exactly what that looks like in just a second here. Or you can link out. You always want to link back to your site if possible, but if there's a big site such as PR Web or some big publicity firm or something like that, it's okay to link to them. However you want to show off your celeb status, that's fine. So when Barbara wrote her email, number 5, she was talking about how someone did an interview with her at a live event, and it was on YouTube. So we put the YouTube URL to it right in the email, and I'm going to show you why here in just about 10 seconds. Okay? And all it is that if you're still sitting on the fence, you need to watch this video. So the video, again, explains how great her product is and that she's written a book, but it's also building her celebrity status. Okay? And also, she's using it as double duty here. While she's linking out to YouTube so you can watch the video, she's reminding you to subscribe to her channel so that you're getting them out of the email list and over on the social networking. Because every time someone subscribes to a YouTube channel, they get updates and news feeds, just like in Facebook, of every new video you put out. So she did double duty here by getting them to, while you're watching the video and seeing how cool I am, why don't you subscribe to my YouTube channel and get off of this email list, okay? So again, time to take action. That's just a link back to the video. But look what happened when we put the video URL on YouTube into an email. Any Yahoo program, any Gmail, almost 90% of all email programs, they'll actually show the video right in the inbox. So I'm reading this cool text here about how great the company is, and they can watch the video and play it right in their inbox without even going over to YouTube or leaving their email. That is super cool trick that helps you not only brand yourself, but it gets views. When all your people on your email list watch this video, the views on YouTube go up without even leaving YouTube. Okay? So that is really cool. I love that idea. So that's something that you would want to do. So find what those videos are. Now, if you don't have any, start actively going out and trying to get on news shows or doing interviews, or just have someone interview you with a webcam or something, or a camcorder or a digital phone or whatever. Just put it out on YouTube and start traffic to it and start driving people back to the website and toot your own horn at the same time. All right. I could go on with all these all night. It's getting late, and I know it's getting late for you guys. I need to take a drink of water because my voice is going out. Remnants of a month of being sick. But I could go on with all these all night, but I'm not going to go into too much detail. But here's a clue to the other 5 messages in the series. And don't worry about having to write all these down. You can download these slides as a PDF document tomorrow along with the video replay. So you'll have these templates for you ready to go to look at any time. So the 6th autoresponder in the series, it would go out on day 18, do the math here, every 3 days or so. It's called the survey, and this is what you would want to do. You would want to send your survey where they fill out a poll or a survey so they can tell you what's important to them. So you can word it much like this. You've gotten to know me over all these past couple of 2 weeks or so. I want to get to know you better. So fill out the survey about what it is that you're looking for and what kind of challenges you have, and I'll reward you with another coupon for something. What you've done here, though, when someone fills out a survey and you collect the stats on all that information, you now know that what people are looking for in your business. You can actually make new products and develop new marketing strategies based on what they've told you is important to them. And Deborah's asked me if it will be recorded. Yes, ma'am, it will. And I'll be sending that out tomorrow along with the PDF slides here. So a survey is extremely important. And the way that you structure surveys is to basically what we call data mine, get information from your prospect that educates you into exactly what they're looking for. Voila, now you have what we call a bucket full of great information. You can develop new products. I'm going to have a Q&A at the end, so you can ask me all the questions that you want at the end. Sophie, but as a question I want to get to right now real quick before I move along, she says, do you send all these even if they've ignored all the calls to action on day 4, 7, and 10, etc., or only to those who have clicked? You keep sending these out to each and every person. And if they've clicked on something and used a coupon, then it's okay to keep sending them more stuff. Like if you go to Red Robin or something, I get a coupon because they want me to keep coming back. Ideally, there's more things that you can invite them to do, but there isn't so much coupons and things to use here as trying to get them to eventually make the sale and getting them a certain number of touches, trying to get up to that 7 touches that the Retail Federation says that we need to really reach out with our marketing materials. It takes at least 10 autoresponder messages for them to make a conversion. On the other side of that, Sophie, is that email programs like Aweber and GetResponse and iContact, you can actually only send email or these autoresponders to people who have never opened them or who have never clicked. So if they have opened them or clicked, you can create what are called different kinds of filters for your autoresponders. So some people may keep getting them all. Some people may only get up to 3, and if they stop opening them, they'll get another set. It's really kind of neat how you work it, but you can get in there and actually create different kinds of permissions about your emails. It gets a little complicated at that point, but basically you want to send as many of these out as possible and keep sending them out. Day 22, which would be number 7, okay, is called the Pulse of the Industry. And here's something that's really cool. So you've been tooting your own horn this entire time and saying how you know everything is great, but what you want to do is you need a third party to back up your claims, okay? So you want to do some research on the hottest news topics in your industry, whatever that is, and use them to validate your claims and solutions. So you might say how you can lower taxes or lower blood sugar or something really cool, but what you want to do is you want to have an industry source such as CNN or New England Journal of Medicine or anything that everyone believes is, you know, a highfalutin news source. Try to find some kind of research that backs up your claims and then send that story to your prospect. So now it takes the emphasis from you and making your case, and you're having someone big kind of make the case for you. And then again, link back to the website, or better yet, put the story on one of your web pages and make them go back to your website to read the story. And they're right there on your website. The whole idea is trying to get people back to the website no matter what you do. Okay. Now, number 8, I'll go out on day 26, and this is your social media. This is where you want to really start getting people, and this is another reason, like Sophie, that you want to keep sending out autoresponders even if they've bought something, because this has another effect. You want to get people off the email list down the road before they unsubscribe, and get them onto your social networking where they typically stay on forever. Do you realize how many newsletters I signed up for this past year, subscribed, because I didn't want them because they were boring, but I did go over and like their Facebook page or their Facebook group, and I'm still a member over there. I very rarely ever, unfriend somebody unless they're annoying. Typically, I like to wait until there's a good conversation and then join in. That's something you can't do with email. So you get a more dynamic presence by getting people over to your Facebook page. So your social media should try to drive people over to your Facebook. So the way you would craft this this particular autoresponder on day 26 would be, I've got a great group. You can come over, and if you like the page, we can reward you with a special coupon just for fans only. Try to get them over to the Facebook page so that they like it, so that if they ever unsubscribe, you still have a way to market to them. All right, day 30. This is the 9th one in the series, I think. Lost count. Now, you just do more results in advance. Another one, Sophie, why you want to keep sending these is results in advance. Keep building your brand regardless of have they bought already or not. It doesn't make any difference. You want to keep sending powerful marketing messages that give them real usable things to build your tribe. You want them to be raving fans of you. This is how the big guys do it, and they've always done it this way. So they constantly give value, value, value. Okay. So more results in advance. Just go back to the other template that was on day 3 and just repeat that. And you can repeat more of these if you feel like you're getting some results from it. You can keep doing it. But the thing you want to be is the go-to expert in your industry, no matter what it is. Okay. Now let's look at the last one. And this is the one that clinches everything. So this is the 10th one in the template. Now you can do more than this, but this 10 has been did to really work. So you want to do these. Goes out on day 34, 3 to 4 days intervals. So, and I call it the trial offer. Okay, if they have not bought by this point, or they've only bought a few ebooks or something like that, you need to get people off the fence and into a one-on-one engagement with you at this point. It's like, it's time to get them off the list and stop reading these messages and get them to call you for a free consultation, for a free training webinar, for a free introductory group coaching call, for a webinar like this, for a Facebook group that's private, an invitation only, and you're going to let a few people in at a time. Whatever it is that you can get them in a situation where you can pitch to them your product and service and make that real big money and seal the deal. Okay, it's the trial offer. It's the time to just stop fooling around, get them over on the phone, talking to you somehow, or something like we're doing here with a interactive webinar where we can ask questions, and you can sell anything pretty much from a webinar or a teleclass where people are engaged, they're having a good time, they're getting their questions answered, but it's time to get them over here. That's the last one. Okay, so you have 7 seconds for your email to live. All right, what do I mean by that? What that means is that when someone sees your email or opens it, if it's not interesting, or it's not twisting the knife on their problem or being engaging with them, they're just going to X right out and never open it again. You have to capture their attention in some fashion within the first 7 seconds of reading that email, so it needs to be good. You also have to give them a real solution that solves their problems, one that really works. Through that, you gain their trust and your ability, the two most important things of trying to make money on the internet. because you're not there to shake their hand and see them face to face. These email messages have to do that for you. You have to get them to want to, let's see here. You have to get them to want to open all of your other emails, and you have to make them want your products and your services. If your emails and newsletters and your autoresponders or any of your kind of marketing materials, if they're not doing that, then you're losing money. It's simple. And you're losing money to your competition, to direct mail. You're losing to search engine positioning, Facebook ads, YouTube videos, all sorts of competition for that marketing message. But that's okay. There's a solution, and I want to show you what it is. It is called the Little Black Book of Autoresponders. It's 10 training videos that walk you through the entire process, just like I did here, that outlines each one of the templates, exactly how you can write it, and it gives you 10 email templates that write themselves practically, because you can take the examples that I've written and kind of change your industry words, and now you have an exact way to craft your email messages. Also, I have swipe files from all the master marketers out there, all the big names. I've saved all their email messages that they sent me, and I've collected them in a folder, and I want to give that to you with this workshop. And I also have a Creating Powerful Email Content workshop. It's a 2-hour workshop I held with some private people. And nice one, Sophie. And Creating a Powerful Email Content workshop. A few people I had with a 2-hour workshop. I recorded it as a video. I also have another training video, how to sell a small priced item that leads to a higher ticket and high priced product. And another bonus video called Opt-in Strategies that Convert Like Crazy, because if you can't get people to opt in, you can't send them any email autoresponders, okay? Also, super bonus, if you want to be a part of my workshop tonight, I will actually critique and help you edit these 10 autoresponders before you send them out, before you make an ass out of yourself or embarrass yourself. You don't want to do that. You want to make sure they're right, and you don't have to set them up in your email program until I've looked them over. And you can get all that tonight through this entire workshop and work with me tonight for $47, and it's over at expertwebwriting.com/email. It's a little sales letter. It's got a PayPal button on it. It's really simple. And if you want to do that tonight, I will. You'll get the 10 videos. They're about 10 minutes each. So it's about 100 minutes worth of videos that walk you through exactly how to write these 10 messages, plus the templates that show you exactly what to write, plus all the bonus material and my personal critique for $47. So my mission for 2014, if you would like to join me on it, is to take the internet and let's go back to the way it used to be. I want the internet to be used for accurate and relevant information. No more fluff, no more crap, and no more stuff that you can't trust, and scams and viruses. I'm as tired of it as you are, probably more so because I sit here all the time on it. And we should stop talking about ourselves so much and start to focus on what our customer really needs, no matter what that is. I want the internet to mean helping people. I want helping people to take center stage again. That was just my mission for 2014. I'm not really here this year to make a ton of money. I'm moving back into my jewelry business because I've missed it over all these years. So I'm on a personal crusade here to really help you create the perfect message for your customer so that they can become better people and you can better yourself and your business. Now, I want to give away that prize. Now, remember the prize I was handing out? If you were late, I'm handing out a free grand prize tonight for the people that were on live. So I'm just going to go through here, and what it is, it's full access to any of my paid webinars now. I have free ones, and I have one paid one every month for the rest of the year. That's 10 or 11 more paid webinars I'm having, $20 a pop. It's over $200 value. I'm going to pick someone out. If you want to beg again, you can say me, or Colin, I love you, or something really beautiful like that. And we'll see. I am definitely, someone begged really, oh, we got a lot of me's coming in here. Sophie. Whimper, oh, I love that. Who's doing that? Kay, she's really got it. Donald says, Colin, you rock. Sophie, I'm going to give it to you. And let's see, I'm going to write down your name here. Because Sophie, you asked a lot of good questions and you beg well, so you're definitely getting it. And who else here? Yay, Sophie! Congratulations, and also Marianne, and you know what? I'm going to pick Kay, and I'm going to pick Kay because she's begged really hard and very creatively, and I'm going to pick Marianne because she sounds like a sweetheart. And I'm also going to pick, I'm going to see if someone is here tonight, a very special friend of mine, and I want to see if she's still here. Let me go through this quickly. I don't see her. Okay. That's okay. I got all three of you. So it's going to be Sophie, Kay, and Marianne. You get to join me on the paid webinars starting next Wednesday, and you get them free throughout the entire year. And so congratulations on that. And Marianne says, thanks. I love your materials from last week and have referred others to you. Thank you. I appreciate that. Sophie says, I was about to say let's see what it says. Sophie says, I was about to say I'm on my knees. Glad I got to before I said that. That's fine. I think on your knees would have been kind of attractive there, Sophie. So Kay says, congratulations, Sophie, Mary, and Ann, and all of you guys. Thank you. Thank you for being on here tonight, and I appreciate it. And I also want to thank you for spending your time here. And I do have a Q&A. So if you want to join me tonight, expertwebwriting.com/email, all $47 one payment. You get all the bonuses. You get the critique. You get all the templates. Get this thing working for you. And we can have a Q&A right now. If you have any questions, get them in. Otherwise, I'm going to get off of here and do something interesting. But I want to make sure you know how much I appreciate being here. You could have spent this with your family, watching TV, driving through the rain, whatever, but you were here tonight because you want your business to be better and you want to help people become better people. And you're taking your business seriously on the internet, and I really appreciate that. I don't want to be on here all alone talking to myself. I appreciate this great community of folks that get on here in these webinars all the time. So I just thank you again for your time. It is extremely gracious of you to be here with your time with me. So let's answer a few questions here if you have any. If not, you can always just write me at videopower@live.com throughout the week. You can send me a question anytime. I'll always answer it. So Sophie says, my product is a very expensive one, so does this apply? $40,000 a pop. I would think, Sophie, that you would need this more than anyone, because if you're just selling something kind of cheap, like a hamburger, look at the work that people put into autoresponders from the restaurant companies just to try to get you back in the door so they can make some profit off their soda pop. I mean, if you're selling something for $40,000, the key, Sophie, is education. No one buys anything for $40,000 that doesn't understand the critical value of exactly what they're buying. And I do it all the time with jewelry. People don't spend $8,000 on a diamond if you can't explain how it got there from mine to store and how it's special than every other stone and how your particular customer service is better than every other jewelry store. Otherwise, they'll go somewhere else or buy it off of eBay. So $40,000 means education. It means results in advance. Most of the templates here that I've gone through are critical to building that kind of tribe and community to make a product that big. So that's a very good question, and that's my answer. All right, Marianne says, another winning webinar. The flow is so logical and the messages are creative and engaging, not just your typical boring emails. Thank you, Marianne. I really appreciate that. These, not only have I made these up off the top of my head, not only did I do that, they're actually tested. Internet marketers are notorious for testing different things all the time and getting people to see if they really work and buy stuff. So these have been tested with real numbers, and we're not talking about stats, we're talking about numbers in the bank account, so don't worry about that. Stephanie says, can you put email in chat box? I need to ask a detailed question for payment processing. Yeah, absolutely. I'm going to go ahead and put my email, and everyone will be able to see this. It's videopower@live.com, and I'm going to send it to everyone. So take note of that, my friends. So if you have a question about anything, doesn't matter what it is, I'll always answer it. Sophie says, got it, lots of work ahead. Definitely. I'd love to work with you on that. So let me know how I can help you, Sophie. And Marianne says, to make it easy to contact me, my email is, got it. Okay, I got that. I'll be able to, I'm not going to give it out over here, but I've got your email. Thank you. Deborah says, is your jewelry store online? And is there an affiliate program for it? Nope and no. My jewelry store, it's getting online. I'm still working on the website, so I'm not going to tell anybody exactly what that is because I don't want to see one of my websites under construction. It's embarrassing. But I'm going around, my girl and I, Vicky, we have it together, and we've been hitting all the big festivals every weekend, and we just got into a bunch of state fairs, and I'm going to be building a Christmas only for Christmas store in a very fancy mall. And we're thinking of moving to New England this summer and open up a little Main Street store. I'll do appraisals. And I've been wanting to do that my whole life, so that's really cool. And I really appreciate that. Sophie says, how do you make sure that people don't spam you? Your opt-in, nobody really spams that. I mean, you're sending out, you don't really have that kind of control. People sending you, you don't really have your email available, or shouldn't, if you don't want to be spammed. Spamming means people have added you personally to an opt-in where you're bombarded or your email's been sold because you opted in for something. You're not going to do that to your people, and people opting in on your website doesn't mean that you'll be spammed. I've never been spammed because people opt in on my site. I've been spammed when I opted in on someone else's, and they said that they weren't going to sell my email address, and they did, and now I'm getting 10 million of them, and I regret it. Don't be one of those people, okay? And also, you want to filter that. So Sophie says, I also got a couple of spam was a heap of trouble. I'll have to take a look at that, because usually you can get constant contact. That's very rare. It doesn't happen that often, so try not to worry about it too much. Plus, they can help you install spam filters. They can recognize certain email addresses that may be problematic, and they can catch that before they do that. And there's a way to go in the constant contact and address those spam filters. Pamela. Oh, hi, Pamela. Great. It was nice talking to you today. She says, thank you, Colin, for another great webinar. Your content is always amazing and so easy to comprehend. I'm learning a lot from you. Thanks again. Thank you, Pam. I appreciate. We had a great talk, Pam and I, today for an hour, and it was wonderful. So she's a part of my online Lifeline program. If you want to know more about that, you can just write me an email. Pauline, you are so genuine with your info. Nothing hidden, just to get a sale. No, not really. Lots of bonuses too, Pauline. Thank you, Colin. From Pauline from Australia. Ooh, it's nice early in the morning. I think it's about 9:30 there. So have a cup of coffee, Pauline, and call me tomorrow if you can. All right, Doug says, will these PowerPoint slides be available? Absolutely. It'll be a downloadable PDF just underneath the video on the page that I'm going to send out tomorrow, the recording. Sophie says, I mean that I have them declare you as a spammer. Oh, wow. You know, I have strategies around that I didn't really talk about tonight. But if you want to write me a personal email, Sophie, about the spamming problem, usually, again, Get Response, Constant Contact, iContact, Aweber, they all have some good training on how to keep people from claiming you to be a spammer. I get it all the time. I'll send out an email to 8,000 people on my list, one of my small lists, and there's always one or two complaints. And I didn't say anything terrible. It was very good stuff. Y'all know me, all right? You know, so it's not like terrible. But I always get a complaint, and I get a few people unsubscribe. I don't worry about it. Sometimes I don't even like looking at the stats because it kind of drives you crazy. So try not to pay attention to that. Unless you get shut down or something, that's a problem. But normally that never happens. So I wouldn't worry about it too much there. Marianne says, if you want referrals for great juried craft shows, let me know. My sister and I attend many, and I have a list that I can share with my favorite vendors. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, I'll write you about that. I appreciate that, Marianne. Thank you. Deborah says, I'm so glad I found you. You give great, actionable content. I'm on a tight budget now, but this really helps. Well, this is available. This isn't a one-time thing. This will be available for whenever you need it, so don't worry about it. And you never know if you're ever on one of my stealth persuasion webinars. I've given this same training out free as some grand prizes every once in a while over there, so that's pretty cool. So you might want to attend some of those, Deborah, and just see what happens. Doug says, thank you. Very helpful. Thank you, Doug, for being here tonight. And Pauline says, I wouldn't miss your webinars, but it's actually 11 a.m. Wow, okay. Well, that's not bad because it's getting 8 p.m. here and I'm starting to wear out. So I got to get my girl tucked in. So if you don't have any more questions here, we're gonna head off of this. There'll be a recording tomorrow. If you have any questions, I'm going to get out of here. You can go ahead and just email me at videopower@live.com. You did get the address. And I'll see everybody on the next webinar. Remember, next week I'm having one about creating and building a list. So we're talking about opting in here and sending out email autoresponders, but how do you get traffic? How do you build the list the big guys do? I'm going to explain that next week. And obviously, what's cool is Sophie K and Marianne will actually all be there because they're getting invitations. Guys, you want to pay the $19.95 and join me next week? That's fine. So, and we'll see you. So Kay says, thank you very much. Sophie says, yes, less traffic, can't wait. Yeah, that's going to be a good one, Sophie. You've got to see this. This is the most valuable and precise and awesome information I've ever given out since I've been doing this for 7 years next week. So Donald says, does this super bonus, I will critique your messages, still apply if I order tomorrow? Yeah, it applies no matter what. You can order this thing next month, Donald, and I will always critique. Why? Because I don't want you to send this stuff out without it being perfect. I don't want you to fear writing a template on your own because writing is very creepy and people don't like to do it. And we're really putting ourselves out there and we can be scared to do it. So you want to do it right. I would hate to see you buy this thing and try to write these yourself and not feel comfortable and then screw it all up. So I'm always going to check them out. Donald, thank you. All right, I'm going to get out of here. You guys have a great night. And remember, expertwebwriting.com/email for the $4 to $7 special. Get all the bonuses, critiques, all that stuff. Join me on my quest to make the internet a better place. All right, I'll see you next Wednesday, my friends. Right?